Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday night, June 5th, and the Badger State Tractor Pullers, I guess, weekly show is what we've been sticking with, and I think that's a good title. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday night, June 5th. Probably turn that off there. That's probably going to sound better, but Chris Clark back into the studio, and glad to have you back, and hopefully you're sounding a little bit better. You've had a rough week with your voice.
Yeah, a few Rico eyes and some 49-cent tea from the local convenience store, and should be good to go for next Saturday night.
Yeah, it sounds good. We actually had a flip-flop rolls up in Ettrick this last Saturday night, just get us through, and but we survived, and we'll be recapping that just a little bit later. But first, we're going to get Michael Hewitt from Deerfield and the Firemen's Fest coming up this Friday and Saturday night over in Deerfield. And we'll bring up Greg Elsing, the president of the Badger State Tractor Pullers, and kind of the lead role of the American Family Children's Hospital Benefit Pull. Him and Kelly take the lead on that over in Sauk coming up on Saturday night. And then we'll also recap this last Saturday. It was kind of a mix. I guess bittersweet night for the Badger State Tractor Pullers. We got 1 out of 2 polls in, so we'll be recapping, and so a lot to get through. So first we'll get Michael Hewitt again on the phone here and talk about the Deerfield Firemen's Fest. I know a pretty big poll for them, and a free poll in the area, so if you're going to be around the Deerfield, Wisconsin area this Friday and Saturday, always a great place to check out. Oh, it'll probably help if I hook him up here. Hey, Michael, are you there?
Yep.
Sorry about that. We didn't have the cord plugged in there, so glad to have you along. Thanks for taking some time out of your Monday night, and I'm sure it's a busy week ahead for the Deerfield community and the fire department.
Yes, it is.
So first, why don't we just let everyone know what's going on in Deerfield? I know it's a great festival and a lot of stuff going on for the small community over there, just east of Madison.
So we have a full weekend of events. We have pulling, we have softball tournament, we have music, going on all 3 days. It opens up Friday night with Tri-County Pullers and then Badger State. And then Saturday it also opens up with South Central Pullers, Spectator Badger Truck Pullers, and then Sunday we end up with a horse pull.
Yeah, so a very busy weekend, and I think what makes there's no admission. Is that correct for the activities?
That is correct. We do not charge. The only thing we do charge for is $2 wristband if you're drinking.
Okay.
That helps us with the Dane County Sheriffs. But if you want to bring your kids out and have them, watch these polls, watch all this event. It's a wonderful event for the whole family.
And what I really like about the whole weekend is the variety. There's really something for just any person around the area. There's going to be a lot of people traveling in, obviously, but the variety the whole weekend is just something for everybody, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. It's a great event. You got a carnival even going all weekend, so it's really fun for the whole family.
Yeah, so what time are you expecting polling to start Friday night with Tri-County mini pullers?
So Tri-County starts at 5:30 on Friday night.
Okay.
We'll be open for business at 5, and then they'll pull for about 2 hours or so, and then that'll make room for Badger State Tractor Pullers.
Yeah, absolutely.
At 7:30.
Yep. So we'll have the Super Farm and Hot Farm classes there, and there's a lot of Super Farm and Hot Farm pullers in that Deerfield area, so a lot of local flair as well, and bringing a lot of local fans to the Deerfield area.
Yep, and I know Vinnie Farms. They're a big proponent of this event. I know they have people come from, I believe, Indiana that come stay at their farm and also pull at this event. And I believe they pull tomorrow night at the Badger State charity, or the night after at the Badger charity event.
Yeah, that's great to have those pullers that do travel, because there's a lot of pullers in the Deerfield or just east of Madison, there, Cottage Grove and Cambridge area that pull in the national circuit, and then they get the word around and bring up some of those other guys from out of state and get them in and get to really showcase their class to the local community.
Yep, it's an awesome event, that's for sure.
And speak a little bit to of the great fundraising event, of course, all weekend long fundraising. Talk about where the funds go and what it helps to benefit for the rest of the year. And when somebody brings their hard-earned dollar over to Deerfield, what should they know about where the funds are going to?
So this is a complete fundraiser for the Deerfield Fire Department. We're strictly volunteer. We have, for the most part, a very low budget. In previous years, we bought a new truck, not with the funds, but we outfitted the truck with new hearse tools that help us out with, extrication, stuff like that. It just really goes towards a lot of the equipment that's not covered throughout our budget, and stuff that we can purchase that most departments might not otherwise be able to.
Yeah, and that's really great because the community and the area can come out and enjoy a great weekend with friends and family, and they can also support a great cause. And the money that is spent there to enjoy the weekend, you never know when that money might come back to help one of those individuals that's there enjoying that weekend through the efforts of all the volunteers and everyone there. It's great to support the community and have a great event, and then in turn, the money raised can go back to help the community in a unforeseen incident.
Yes, we help people. We have, I think, 10 miles of interstate. You got people that are traveling through there, and if you by chance get in a car accident or anything, at least we know we have the tools and the proper equipment to help anybody in need, not just our community, whoever's coming through our community.
No, absolutely. How long has the firemen been putting on this festival in Deerfield?
It has actually been going on as long as I can remember. I've only been on the department for 14 years, but ever since I was a kid, it's been going on. Years back, we actually transferred it from middle of July to early June, and I believe that was 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
We've had a little bit of issues with the rain, but
yes.
This year's really looking, hopefully, knock on wood, very good.
Yeah, it's more looking like a July forecast than typically this early part of June. Do you know how many years the Badger State Pollers have been part of the polling over in Deerfield by chance, or if that's something you know?
I believe Badger State has been polling ever since we moved it back to June.
Okay.
We've always had them on Friday nights, and this year we actually changed it up to where Tri-County pulls in front of them. We used to have South Central Wisconsin tractor pullers pull in front of them, but we don't have a lot of room, so we're trying to cut down on some of the congestion in the pits in the area. So I think it'll be a good adjustment this year.
Yeah, absolutely. If someone has never been to the Deerfield Fireman's Fest, and that's something that it's a really tight-knit community, and the way that you guys have the facility, the track is really right next to the ballpark, so you have the softball tournament going on, and then you got the pulling as well. And if they've never been there before, maybe kind of advise on where they could possibly be parking. I know it's kind of spread out throughout the community, but just maybe the best places where they can go in to find a parking spot and then make their way over to the park.
So if you come into town on Highway 73, which is the main thoroughfare, Main Street in Deerfield, there's a good amount of parking right by the Deerfield Bank. There's a real big S-curve that you really can't miss. that you got to go around. There's a nice parking lot there, and along with that, you go back a block. There's a whole lot of parking back by the old school. You go back a block from the bank, and you'll be able to see the smoke, obviously, from the tractor pullers, and you'll see the cars. And
I'm sure you'll hear it,
everything.
too, with the mini rods going. So, or if you go on Saturday, the trucks and the tractors as well.
Mm-hmm.
What time does polling start on Saturday?
So Saturday starts at 11 a.m. with South Central. And they'll poll for 2.5 hours. And I know a lot of those light limited guys are going to go up to Sauk for the charity pull. So they'll probably be a little bit earlier so that way they can get out and get up to Sauk. And then we'll follow that with spectator truck at about 2 o'clock, 2:30, depending on when South Central concludes. And then after that, we'll have Badger State or Badger truck pullers start at 6:30, 7, kind of intertwining with the spectator truck pulls.
Yeah, so a busy weekend, and you also said then you have horse pulling on Sunday, correct?
That is correct.
Is that Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, bright and early, 10 a.m., the horse pull starts. I believe that runs for about 3 hours-ish.
Sure. Yeah, so like we talked about, you get to see a little bit of all different types of horsepower throughout the weekend, and like you said, it's free admission to all the events. You got the softball tournament, of course, the polling all weekend. I'm assuming you'll have to get the tickets for the carnival, or is that correct?
Yes, you have to get tickets for the carnival. There are wristbands pre-sale at most locations within the village of Deerfield. One thing I do have to add is you buy that $2 wristband for drinking at the polls, that is good for the whole weekend. So as long as you don't take that off, you don't have to pay that again. No,
absolutely, and I think that's kind of a nice little way of with the $2 admission price, because you're not charging to get in. So it's normally it'd be like $10-15 to go just to get into the poll, and so I think that's a great way for those that will be consuming alcohol throughout the weekend, just a nice little gesture for them to with that money going back to the firemen, and like you said, it helps. Make it easier for everyone throughout the weekend. Make it a safe weekend for everyone.
That's correct.
Do you have any major sponsors you'd like to thank? Or I know the firemen obviously are with the volunteer and the efforts you guys put on throughout the year to make this event possible. But if you had any major sponsors you'd like to thank at this time.
So yeah, we do have a new announcer stand. We used to announce off of a 48-foot trailer, and now we cut it down to like a 10-by-10 box that will give us a little bit more room, again, in the pits, a little more room for spectators. And we had a lot of donations from Mary's and Schlobaum Trucking. The Vinnie Farms, they also donated some money towards getting that done. And then the Johnson family, JJ and Gomer, they helped out. They help us do all our track work, our prep work, everything throughout the weekend. We do have MKH Performance. He's an AMSOIL dealer out of Deerfield, Matt Haugen. That's where you'll be able to, he's got a big trailer, and that's where you can buy all your beer from. And then last, we have Deerfield Ink. They print up all our T-shirts for the track crew, high visibility. That way all the people working on the track are very visible, and those are all of our sponsors.
No, sounds great. So, again, Friday night, this upcoming Friday night, starting off with the Tri-County Mini Rods around 5:30. That will get the pulling going, as well as the Badger State Tractor Pullers will be there with Hot Farm and Super Farm Tractors around 7:30 start time. Saturday, a full day of pulling as well. with South Central tractor pullers. They'll have some open truck classes and the Badger truck pullers on Saturday night. And then they'll round out on Sunday with some horse pulling as well as softball tournaments throughout the weekend, a carnival. So, again, thanks, Matt, for taking some time this evening. And I'll be there Friday night with the Badger State Tractor Pullers. So, looking forward to making it to Deerfield for the first time and looking forward to a great show.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your week, and hopefully the weather will stay like it's forecasted.
Yep. Thank you, and good luck to all the pullers.
Thanks. Have a great rest of your day.
Yep. Bye.
Okay, that was Matt Hewitt with the Deerfield Firemen, that put on the Deerfield Firemen's Fest, a big fundraiser for them. Probably really helps support them with all their monetary needs throughout the year, and of course with all their equipment upgrades. Deerfield is, I believe, just maybe 1,000 people at the most. Maybe a little bit less than that.
So it's definitely a great community event.
Really easy access, just east of Madison, maybe about 10 miles. If you're north of Madison, you take Interstate 94. Yeah, Interstate 94, and then take the exit for Highway 73 and head south. And if you're a little bit south of Madison, you probably take Highway 12 and 18. And then there's a couple little county roads that will connect you over to Deerfield that way. So great location. Again, Badger State Pullers will be there Friday night. And then, of course, the big show, that will lead into their big show on Saturday night. But first, before we get Greg Elsing on the line real quick, we'll just want to recap. A busy weekend for the Badger State Pullers to kick off 2017. They had
Colin Burkholtz's GoPro video.
Yep.
I showed it to Beer Money, and around 62,000 views. Not a reach.
Yes.
Views. I mean, 62,000.
That was
people
an
seen
awesome
that
video.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see the RPMs. People don't think actually believe us when we tell them how many RPMs is that they're actually turning.
Yeah.
What's
that, 2,500?
No. I mean, he was right almost at that 5,000 RPM mark, and you could hear it, and you just get just like you're sitting in the seat.
Yeah, you get the real sense of sitting right in the seat. And of course, before we review the last weekend's events, before we look forward to the next weekend events, I think we need to start a new segment. I'm all about having some segments in our show, and I think we should have a segment before we talk about the previous weekend's events, and it's going to be called "What We Learned from Farmland Bacon," presented by Smithfield, of course, one of the great sponsors of the Badger State Tractor Pullers, the Farmland brand, bringing you all the variety of pork products, bacon, sausages, whatever you need to get your morning started off right. You can do it with Farmland. And what we learned. And I'll go first. I'll kind of show you kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay.
What I learned this weekend is, and you can go anything you want, something about the venue, the tractors, the pullers, the announcer, whatever. And one or two things. And what I learned this weekend, Matt Caster's Teacher's Pet Tractor, that's going to be a tractor to contend with this summer. He's going to be one of the players for the points championship. I can probably safe bet on that. That's what I learned. I also learned that
Matt's always thinking they were copying him.
Yeah, segments.
He would be nothing without us.
Oh,
He'd be nothing without us.
I learned Caster's tractor. It's good. I also learned Ryan can hold a microphone and I can hold the camera.
Yeah, it wasn't the first time I've held a microphone though, so not for a polling event.
Yeah,
for more of a sporting event, and but no, that was fun. That
What'd
was
you learn,
fun.
Ryan? What did you learn last
What
weekend?
I learned? Well, I learned where Aleva's at, so that's the start because I was there Friday night for the Tri-State Pullers, but
what did you learn Saturday night?
Saturday nights that the Ettrick track is probably one of the trickiest tracks to pull on if you're a puller. It was quite from the start. It looked like, I mean, we got rain. It started raining around 5 o'clock, and it rained for a good hour, maybe an hour and a half. But it wasn't like heavy rain. At times it was heavy, but maybe about a quarter of an inch, maybe.
Yeah,
roughly
2/10, quarter.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. So enough. They didn't have to scrape a lot off, but they did have to scrape off. And from the diesel trucks, they started out the night. And then Super Farm, I think they hit the hot spot.
They had the sweet spot. Yeah, Super Farm had a good run at the track.
And I think that and then made it really tricky for the Iron Horse sled operators with the Petersons, because then they
loaded up.
They had a big
they
decision
loaded
to
up.
make. Yeah, they
but
had a big
what do you
decision.
do? I mean, you just seen Super Farm laid out there, and they had a hard time
330,
stopping the Super
340.
Farm, and
Yeah.
I don't blame them at all. It was tricky for everyone, and of course the moisture came up once that sun finally went down, and it really what became a slick starting spot. They were burning the tires off the line in the 4-1s.
Plus, you have a lot more horsepower there.
Yes.
So that's part of it.
Yep. And
Yeah, it really became a driver's track, basically.
no, it was a driver's game.
And Lindstrom.
Yes.
Lindstrom and Engel came
He
to
was-
me. Because they had later hooks, didn't they?
Yep,
I know
they did.
Lindstrom had a later hook.
They did, and yeah, because if you were the front of the class, Jared Fredericks went first, and he won, and he had a great pass that first one, and I mean he went 299. That's tough to turn down, and really actually not to turn it down and come back thinking of all the vehicles behind you that you have to dodge in that 4-1 class.
Yep.
But Lindstrom, I believe, was mid to late pack, and he finished third, and Jerry. Gerlach was, I believe, the third tractor, and he finished second. But I think Lindstrom, that's going to be a tough 4-1 on the region level, where they'll be polling throughout the summer. They're, of course, as we talked about earlier on Let's Grow Polling, they're from the Ellsworth. They're from Ellsworth, so they'll be pulling more of the region level. But that's going to be a strong contender. And of course, like we just talked about with Casters, that was probably the best run I see on the Teacher's Pet in a long time. Even when Super Farm days, I mean. The front end was up in the air the whole time. He went 353, if I remember correctly, and
The motor
he still had to get on had to get on the brakes too, and then the motor never came down.
Yeah, the motor didn't miss a beat. That's for sure. That was a great run.
Yeah. So if you guys want to comment throughout the show, if you were at a poll of this, maybe you were in Ettrick. I know, unfortunately for Leaf River, they got the 3.6 or the Pro Stock diesel trucks class in, and all of a sudden Mother Nature pop-up shower. And that was all she wrote for Leaf River, so unfortunately they didn't get the other classes. I know they had a group of pro stocks there that showed up that wanted to get a test pass before SOC, so unfortunately...
What a treat that would have been.
Yeah, I know, and what I hear is Leaf River is just a phenomenal track as well. So unfortunately with the rain there, had to... So we were 1 for 2 last week, but not... With the forecast the way it was, I'll take the 1 for 2. And it looked like it was going to be raining all day Friday and all day Saturday, so there could have been no polling at all. And I know Matt had a great time up in Thorpe. So it looks like the rain went around them, and I know they had a great turnout up there for the Thorpe Dairy Days. That's what we learned. Brought to you by Farmland Bacon, and the whole Farmland lineup by Smithfield Foods. Comment and tell us what you learned this last weekend. Yeah, so I think we got a big poll to talk about coming up on Saturday night. A little poll called the American Family Children's Hospital Benefit Poll, and we'll get the president of the Badger State Pullers, and he has a busy week. Not only just a poll.
Yeah, hopefully he's not too busy planting flowers or something when we call him, and he's.
He might be doing his garden.
Phone. He might be gardening. He might be laying some wood chips down. We're not sure, but
yeah. So we'll get Mr. Elsing on the phone here, and. It was funny, that was their first time up in Ettrick because the last 2 years they've been at weddings. So I was talking with Kelly up in the booth about it. We'll see if he answers my phone call. So I guess we'll know if he likes me or not. So
he might be planting flowers.
Yeah,
we might be. We're not sure.
He hasn't answered, and as we're
your call has been forwarded.
I guess he doesn't like me too much. So
that's embarrassing.
But I know that's embarrassing, right? What do we got here? Amanda got stuck. She think they got stuck in Malders. Haul her during the thunderstorms to help.
Yeah, that's one other thing. You can't always trust the radar, I guess, because the way I looked at the radar and the weather earlier Saturday, I thought Leaf River and South was going to be good to go that night, and I thought the northern hooks in the state were going to have some trouble, and we're going to see some rain. And as it worked out, it kind of worked out kind of the opposite. The northern poles got it in, and the southern poles, some of them had some trouble.
Ryan, call him.
Yep, I'm just getting some final touches here. He still has the same number, right?
Yep, 444-7956. 444-7956.
Oh no, I have an old number apparently, probably.
Okay, 608-444-7956.
Oh, geez. New phone and old numbers.
What was it again?
444-7956.
That's probably why you didn't answer. So.
Probably. I think he does like this.
Hello.
Hey, Greg, how's it going tonight?
Good, Ryan.
Glad to have you along. Thanks
Yeah.
for taking some time. I know you have a double duty this week, so.
Well, I was just working on my pulling tractor.
Yeah.
Just got started on it.
Oh, so triple duty, actually, I suppose.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
trying to get it together for the weekend. Are we on radio yet?
Yeah.
Yes, we are live. We are live. We talked with Michael Hewitt with Deerfield just before you for the Fireman's Fest, and now we're going to talk about probably the biggest poll, I think, for Badger State. Just the Badger State pullers in general this upcoming weekend in Sauk.
Yeah, yep. All the classes are there except for the semis, and everybody's pretty excited about being there.
Yeah, I mean,
Can
I
you hear
think.
me?
Yep, we can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're live from your. How much? Let's see, you're working on getting the motor in. I'm assuming, right? Because the last time I seen it, everything was in pieces on the Thunder Clutch.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to get it at least together so I can roll it out of the shop for the dairy breakfast Saturday morning.
Yeah, so if anyone's in the Sauk City area Saturday morning, definitely head over to the Elsing Farm right off of Highway 60. What time is the dairy breakfast start Saturday morning?
Runs from 7 till noon.
Yeah, 7 to noon. So they'll definitely love to see you there, and I'm sure you've been busy the last couple of weeks getting the farm all cleaned up for the dairy breakfast. Is this your first time, or have you guys hosted it before?
No, we've done it before. It's 25 years ago.
Okay.
Kelly, 2 weeks before my wedding, or 2 weeks after my wedding, Kelly and I, we went on our honeymoon, and we were back a week later and did it after that.
So
Our timing is always terrible.
yeah, yeah, it happens to fall on the American Family Children's Hospital benefit poll week, and then of course, Jamie Lars will be hosting the Richland County Dairy Breakfast the day after, so he's in the same boat that you are with his polling truck and getting the farm all worked out and making sure all the hay's all picked up and the corn planted, and just making sure everything's spick and span for everyone. And it's always a great time, the dairy breakfast and stuff like that. But of course, we're here to talk about the American Family Children's Hospital poll. A lot of great things coming up this week. Jason's going to be doing raffle tickets throughout the day. I love the idea of the toys we can talk about, where the kids can bring the toys they get in free this year and get those sent over to the hospital. I think this poll just continues to grow every year, and just the amount of money that goes towards the hospital is just amazing.
And to get things started, Ryan and Greg, talk a little bit about the history, Greg, and how the idea kind of came about and how long it's been going on, and kind of the real first couple years and kind of what it's turned into now then.
Well, I don't know if you remember Danny Fry used to pull the Agent Orange with Dennis Fry tractor. We were leaving for Florida for a tractor pull down there, and I think it was March. We were going down with Gary Brinkmeyer to pull a tractor in Florida, and the days we were leaving was St. Jude telethon deal with kids, deal they do, and we said, hey, it was a real tearjerker, and we got to talking about what we can do, and we said, well, what if we go out and raise some money, sponsored, we get all the classes here in BSTP, and then have a poll, and all the proceeds go to the children, St. Jude's. Well, we did it, and then it turned into, after so many years, it just turned into that everybody just came and donated a hook, and then the money we raised, we just used that for expenses, and it all goes towards the Children's Hospital. So it's worked out. The most we've ever raised in 1 year is $47,000. The first years we've made about $5,000, and we're real happy with that, and it's gone up every year. And our goal this year is $50,000.
No, it's definitely a great goal to have, and I know Jason, maybe last month, was on their radiothon with in Madison as well, and really getting that exposure for the Badger State Pullers, and just how great that they get back to the community, and the amount of money that goes back to this hospital, and I know the stories that you get from the people from the hospital that's never been to a tractor pull before, and their facial expression, and it's definitely not what they're thinking probably before they get to Sauk.
Right. We had the CEO from the University Hospital there, which is part of the Children's Hospital, and he'd never been to a tractor pull, and now he hasn't missed one since. So, it's just, as things worked out, we changed from, St. Jude's to the Madison area to, American Family Children's Hospital in Madison, more of a local deal.
No, absolutely. You know exactly where the money's going, and I know St. Jude's does a great job too because it's no cost to those kids that make it into the hospital, but just to be able to impact the local kids here, and we're pretty lucky to have the facility we do so close, at the Madison area.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking, and they let us. We've had a couple board of directors meetings for Badger State at the hospital. They've given us tours of it, and we have a room actually named the Badger State Tractor Pullers Room in the hospital. This year, we went out and they have no farm toys at any of in the toy room there for the kids. So that's the reason for bring a toy tractor and you get in for free. So the kids will get toy tractors there. Plus, we went to Mid-States Equipment, McFarland's Implement, Hennessy Implement, and Ritchie Implement, and got 150 smallest tractor, 164 scale tractors. Put in a big basket, so when a child is brought in, he gets to pick a tractor out and have that from all those dealers and the Badger State Tractor Pullers.
And I believe that's 150 each at each dealer.
Yeah,
is that correct?
150 toys, tractors each. Yep.
No, that's great because I was just going to say that's great because it really makes an impact on the kids that if they do have to go through either some type of treatment or are there for a long period of stay, which most kids that go through the Children's Hospital are there over an extended period, and I think it really helps just make their stay a little bit better.
Right, and anybody that's walked through the Children's Hospital down there, it's amazing what you see, and when you're there, you want to do everything you can for these kids when you see them, and I think our club does a great job with what we do here. I mean, for the 3-hour show and the raffle we do to give $40,000 to $50,000 every year, that's a big deal.
So what can the fans do? What can the fan expect when they come out on Saturday night? What's a few ways that the fans and the spectators can get involved to give back? What do we have going on for them that night?
Well, we're going to do a raffle. We have some raffle items. We have a pink pedal tractor from Hennessy Implement, a bud chair, a big blow-up bud chair, a huge thing from Wisconsin Distributing. We have a barn quilt. It's an IH barn quilt donated by Danny Kathy Meyer. We have a 16th scale model tractor of Craig Ladwig's Never Given Up tractor as part of this raffle. It's a beautiful tractor. I think Jason has it online. You can look at it. Jeff Blackburn has done a great job, and his partner, Pulling Toys Unlimited, I think it's called, donated. We have a wooden tractor that somebody donated to Badger State in a basket at the fair convention, a wooden toy tractor, a rider. And then we have a couple wagons filled with gifts to give. You buy raffle tickets, and we're going to pull raffle tickets for these items. You get your raffle ticket pulled, you get first pick. First guy gets first pick of all the items. We're going to work our way down there. And then you have paddles you can buy. They're a big hit. You buy a $10 or $20 paddle for a class order. If you draw number 2 and the number 2 tractor wins the class, it's a 50-50 type raffle. So you'll make, depending on how many tractors in the class, you can make $100, $200 yourself, and then the other half goes to the Children's Hospital. Just being there, how many places can you go and drink a beer for $2 anymore? We have a heck of a party, and the food is cheap. Everything, we keep it cheap because we want people to be involved in all these other things.
No, absolutely, and the more you can sell there, that means that the more money is going to be raised for the Children's Hospital, and I know those paddles are pretty fun. You'll get a whole group, and they'll everyone
kind of bet against each
other.
Yes,
they do bet against each other as
number.
well. So
right, and we're also going to do a Calcutta this year, hopefully time permitting. We have 2 eliminators this year, and we've got more equipment there to make sure everything moves slow. right through there. The alumni bought an extra acre of land for parking on the pit area, so it should all go a lot smoother.
Yeah, no, that's really nice. We both, Chris and I were there for the FFA alumni poll, and it really makes a difference, that extra acre that they were able to get there, and just to get more haulers up into that backside so they're not all crammed down below.
Right. Or, out in front of that. We're trying to get everybody inside the gate, so just easier management of everything,
No, absolutely.
Go through the toy once again for all the fans. I think this could be a really neat deal. So talk a little bit about what size toy do you have to bring, and can adults bring them, or just the kids, or how's that all work?
We kind of said the kids 32nd and larger farm toy. It doesn't have to be a tractor, any farm toy or anything related to ag. So we can have ag represented in the hospital there a little bit, in all the toy rooms and stuff like that. So, and that child would get in free with a toy. So hopefully people show up with them. Just something to get something in the toy boxes down there for the kids to play with.
No, absolutely, and I think you're going to see a pretty big turnout. I hope all the families out there listening that have little kids, that I think that'll be a great way to even get more toys. Even though you got those huge donations from the local like Mid-State and all them donating all those toys as well, but it really, I think, helps get the kids involved that are coming to participate as well, knowing that the toy that they hopefully picked out and is going to a kid in need.
Right. There's one more item I got some information on today for our raffle, and I don't have quite everything on it. The same people that built or made the quilt a few years ago for our event that we raffled off with all the Fuller's T-shirts. She made a quilt out of it. I forget what they were making. I'm sorry, I don't remember right now, but he's going to have that item there too, and I don't remember what it was, but it was pretty cool. You get so many people talking to me about stuff, I forgot to write it down. It's my fault.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to keep track of, and like we talked about earlier, you're doing triple duties. You're trying to get your tractor back together. You got the dairy breakfast Saturday morning, on top of getting everything around at the FFA Alumni Park later in the day Saturday, and I think the community really comes together for this poll as well, and all the great volunteers that you get that help make this show possible. You're going to have 10 or 11 classes there polling, and trying to get the lineups, and so.
Yep. And then do the Calcutta auction, and
do you know what classes you'll be doing the Calcutta yet, or is that going to be the day?
No. Well, what we do is we see what kind of we're going to do for a polling order and see which class would fit the best, and we kind of go by which class we get the most bids on. You don't want to do the biggest class because that takes too long.
Yep.
You want a class that can fit around and get around in there, and with that extra acre, that'll help a lot of it. It should go a lot smoother than last year. Last year we had some problems. It's the first year we really had problems last year with the sled breaking and stuff. But we changed our game plan, and we're going to get after it this year, and it's going to move right along.
Yeah, no, Stacy was asking if I'm sure the curfew is still in place for Sauk City that night, or Prairie Du Sac. So, but once things got moving after we got the breakages all done, it moved along fairly well, and like you said, you're bringing an extra track crew as well to kind of pick it up in between, and to make sure those hooks are going as fast as possible through. And of course, you really can't. The breakages either on a sled or a tractor is something you just can't predict. So. Right.
Well, we've been doing it 17 years, and that's the first year we didn't get done in front of the. Before the curfew, so that's just the way it goes. The other years have been rained out. We have rain insurance, but it sure looks good weather here right now.
Absolutely, better forecast than actually heading into last weekend. And like I told Jason, I'll take the 1 out of 2 polls that we got in after the forecast it was throughout the week.
Yep. I hope I can make the track as good as it was for the first event there. That it never works out. Boy, the farm pole had a great track, and then you have the bad state guys come in, and you're like, oh, man, the track isn't as good as it was last night. What did we do wrong? But it's just the way it is. That way every year.
Yeah, well, between the weather conditions and just the way the track comes together, too, that's, it's a hit-and-miss type deal. Just like Ettrick. It was great, like we were talking about a little bit earlier. The Super Farms, I think, had the sweet spot in Ettrick.
They did. The trucks to the Super Farm, I think, did.
Unfortunately, the moisture really came up once that sun came down.
Well, it got hard too at the starting line.
Yep.
For some reason, it did. The limited pros really made a hard track, but for some reason the light pros came up next and they put on a great show. I thought
that was
cool.
awesome.
It was, and we were talking about 340 there where the first one went. We're like, let them run. We said it'll be fine. Thank God, 370 I think was the limit. We went to 360.
No, yeah, absolutely, and it was great to see the casters just lay down that great run with all the years of pulling they've had, and that was probably the best run I've seen on that teacher's pet tractor in a long time.
Yeah, I agree. The best one I've ever seen out of it. So it was pretty cool. They changed their turbo, and Mike was saying, and then something different with the tires, and whatever they did worked out. So hopefully they keep pulling with us, and they're in the points lead now. The better.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's. I mean, they had a great run at Motorsports Mayhem as well, and it was. I think that was probably the best pass of the night right there. I know they even still got drifted to the left hand side and still laid down a great run, and just like we were talking about, yes, the pits are open in Sauk, and with the addition of the extra acre there, it's really gonna make it more of a real pulling venue where you can get most of the haulers right behind the pulling track.
Right. So let's hope we get everybody out to watch again. I mean, that's all it takes.
Yeah, I don't. For all the years I've been going to Sauk, I don't think I've seen an empty seat for the American Family Children's Hospital poll, and I don't expect this one to be any different.
And
we get notes and letters from a few people that say this is the only poll they go to all year. They drive. One family I do know comes down from Appleton. It's the only tractor poll they go to all year. And they do it because it's part of the Children's Hospital.
And there's one thing you've forgot about the event, Greg. There is one thing.
What's that?
Are there going to be any good announcers there?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, I'm selling raffle tickets.
Okay. Jason will be doing raffle tickets, so I guess we get the other three announcers.
Right?
The B squad.
Yeah.
Okay, yep,
well, I think Ryan did a great job up in Ettrick there, so you're going to be on the 8-team announcing lineup now.
I know, that's what Jason had mentioned. So.
Stacy Budson better buy a lot of raffle tickets, or I'm going to kiss him in front of. That's all. I'm going to shame people. Yeah. I'm going to shame people into buying those raffle tickets. Like if you don't buy this, I'm going to run around in my thong, something like that. Hennessy Equipment will love that. Win that pink pedal tractor, don't you think, Elsie?
Don't threaten me with the thong thing, because I will not buy one if you do that, because I want to see all that.
He says don't threaten him with the thong because he won't buy any. If he said
no, if they don't buy him, I'm going to do it.
I know, but he said don't threaten him because he said he doesn't want to see that. So. Yeah, so this is
right.
If you're just going to come, I mean, you might as well come and see what Jason's show is going to put on here. So
right. All we have to do is get a table and the right music, and Jason will be dancing on it.
Oh yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll have the leader polls there in Sauk. So who knows what will.
Right. I was actually looking at them today, and I said I should get them out and see if they work.
Well, we want to have some smoke, noise, and fire Saturday night under the water tower.
Yep. Should be good. Deputy's trucks will be down here. I was just talking to Tim a little bit ago, so there'll be some noise.
Oh, yes.
Do you say how many?
How many?
Can we give a little insight on? Will it be more than 3?
Yeah, I think both Timmermans are coming. Deputies for sure, and Scott Naring and got his new one. So I think there'll be 3 from Deputies with Scott.
Okay.
And I'm sure Dave's truck is not done yet. I seen it on Facebook a couple days ago, and there's no way that's going to be ready.
They've been pretty busy over there with building. They've been pretty busy on their own, just getting those trucks ready because upwards of 5 possibly later in the summer.
Yeah, they're definitely.
They'll have up to 5 trucks by the end of the summer. They said.
Yeah, so they'll be pretty busy keeping those motors going by the time they get up to 5.
Right.
Yep.
So the Timmermans will be there, and I'm sure a few other people. I couldn't tell you. You never know till that night how things work out.
What about what are you hearing on the Pro Stock stage? Will there be any new Pro Stocks out that we'll see in Sauk maybe for the first time?
Yeah, Mike Everson's Massey Ferguson V8 Massey will be debuting in Sauk. I can't think of anybody else making a debut. Wildman's built a tractor. They bought the Money Grows the Rose tractor from Smithbacks, and it really won't really be a debut, but it'll be a debut about back to the Wildman family. You know.
Yeah, great to have them back in pulling.
Yep. Kurt and Travis and Craig doing a lot of good things. Yep.
Yeah, and for the light limited super stocks, are we expecting a good mixture between the both fuels, or have you heard anything?
I think so. I haven't looked, but I don't know how many alcohol tractors showed up in Leaf River. But John Anderson told me his would be there. He thought he'd have 4 between himself and a couple other guys at every event.
There was our producer. If you're watching live, he's our producer. He's just making sure everything's working.
He acts
all
just
right.
like his dad, just shows up and doesn't look at his surroundings. So we just got video bombed by Jason Schultz's son. So yes, so.
Normally we run around
right in front of the president too. The Badger State.
He's such a gentle.
such a gentleman.
See how you get treated, Greg? You're probably used to it by now, so.
Right.
But yeah, so.
But Jason got me with that green hat on Facebook the other day, so I got a lot of comments on that. But I said that he probably owes me. I've got a few on him.
I'm sure you got quite a few photos and videos of Jason lying around. So.
Oh yeah. I've seen him in his best positions.
Yeah, he said he's seen you in your best positions.
Proudest moments, I can say.
The proudest moments.
Yeah.
So we should definitely be expecting, if you've never been to the poll for the American Family Children's Hospital, definitely over pushing that 100 hook mark for sure, I would imagine, between all the classes. At least 10 per class, if not more. So.
Yeah.
And I know
when everything runs good, we'll be making a hook every 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's our goal, and we've done it. We did it in Baraboo last year, and Stock obviously we didn't do it.
Yeah.
But we're changing that.
Yeah. So I think probably Stacy said there's no light limited alcohol tractors at Leaf River. And
there's some coming.
There'll be some, and I know with probably maybe the distance for some of them that do run alcohol versus there was some conflicts last weekend as well. And I know we were a little bit light in numbers because there's still, like in your boat, you're still trying to last minute get your vehicles ready, and the season always comes up fast on pullers.
Well, if you watch a lot of it, how the season planting went, the spring, was terrible for everybody. I mean, we're just finishing up first crop hay, and we have to start second crop on Monday. So you got to do that. I mean, we will hopefully be done tomorrow night or Wednesday morning is our goal. And then right on to cleaning up for the dairy breakfast.
Yeah, absolutely. And
speaking of are you going to plant some flowers, Greg? There's a lot of people. A lot of people are wondering. Are you? We going to see you plant some flowers for the dairy breakfast?
Premier Co-op is bringing potted flower plants to put all around the farm. So
that'll look nice.
Yep. So they're bringing them, and that said, I have zero maintenance on my flower program.
Yeah, I'm sure if the flowers are be more of the Kelly area, I suppose, if you have any plants.
Yeah, but she said no too.
Oh yeah.
She said no. My dad's building a few fences here to hang flower pots from, so that's his project.
Well, it has to be someone's project, right? So
well, good.
Yep. We talked about doing a live thing from the breakfast. Are we still doing that or not?
Let's see. So we have the June Dairy Days parade here at Richland Center that morning as well. Because Greg was wondering about are you going to do a live video from the dairy breakfast at all?
What time you can head over? How long does yours go?
You go till noon, right? You said.
Yep, go till noon.
Yeah. Yep. So the parade starts at 10.
He's a Badger State admin. He can go live.
Yeah. Does he know how to go? Do you know how to go live?
I'm going to be there as well too, so we might.
Me and can do. You
guys
get good cell phone
like 11:30, 12.
Yeah. You probably want to go outside in where people are walking. And, well, it depends on when the parade gets over and when we can get over.
Yep, I'll head over as soon as you want.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. Probably do our first do a little live preview from the dairy breakfast.
Yeah, we could probably try doing a road. What we're gonna call our road show, our own road show, so we don't get mad.
we don't want to copy the Wisconsin polling promoters, guys. Hey, Greg, Stacy Butson's wife wants to know if the wine bar is going to be open. Just saying.
I don't know. That's a Kelly question. You have to ask her. I don't know. We've done it a couple years, but we didn't get a good response. I don't know if she's doing it again or not.
He's not for sure. If
there will be wine there. I don't know.
He says
but I know there will be bottles of wine.
Greg, thanks for coming on with us tonight. I'm not trying to kick you off yet or anything like that, but if anybody's listening to the show or watching on Facebook right now, type in some good Greg Elsing stories for me into the comments so we can pick on him and hammer him, because that's what I like to do. I'm just saying, it's for the children. We're promoting the kids, right, Chris?
Yeah, it's all for the kids. All for the kids.
So you'll probably get one from Dirk. He had heard the day we were leaving the driveway to go to Ettrick Saturday, and the serpentine belt on my pickup went to heck. And there was a few. I was in church there. I was praising God for a little while. So that was not good.
So that's why.
Oh, no, we were late.
That's why we beat him up there.
We had to put in the backup truck into action then.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's why we got there, and we waited for you to get there for like another half hour, probably then.
Yeah, I made it. We were right on time. We knew it was going to rain.
Yeah, so you had plenty of extra time with the rain and getting that in. And,
but the fair board up, Scott Gaston up there was very happy with the show. He was ecstatic with the crowd he got for the rain. He was very happy, and Leaf River was pretty happy with. They even wanted to try keep pulling and waiting around. It just didn't work out. But we try our best to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially those first couple hooks are so hard when you really don't even have your full numbers yet too. So it's always a toss up of which vehicles are going to be ready for that first hook too. And I think we had a great turnout, especially for the distance. Going all the way up to Ettrick for the first pull, and for those that the classes that were pulling up in Ettrick, and I think they put on a great show despite the rain that we got. And that Ettrick track is I think it's one of the best tracks all year that Badger State gets to pull on.
Yeah, it was a pretty good track. I mean, that rain actually I think helped the track. So
yeah, absolutely. I know this was you didn't get to make the last couple of years with conflicts of your own, but last year where they had like 2 or 3 inches of rain Friday night and it rained Saturday, and they still got half the show in before it rained again. Yep. So that just kind of tells you, they're pretty serious up there with their pulling track, and a big deal. So. Yep. Oh,
they'll do whatever it takes to make it work.
Yeah, I'm supposed to. This is from Stacy. Ask you about the scales coming home from Dubuque.
Oh, geez, yeah, that was his dad. Get pulled in from the scale. Well, we drove from Wheatland, Illinois, where we pulled the night before, and we pulled next to a 4 or 5 story parking ramp right down. It's basically a suburb of Chicago at the DuPage County Fair, I think it is, and drove from there that night all the way to Dubuque, and it was rained out, we thought, so we all sat in the trailer and drank beer. And I left Dubuque and got pulled into the scale there, and Stacy's dad was, "You got to look in there. There's a pulling tractor." He's telling the guy inspecting my truck, "Look inside, look inside." I'm thinking, no, don't. There's beer cans from one end of this trailer to the other.
not pullers with beer cans.
Yeah, and I said, well, I think we filled up 3 55-gallon drums of cans when we got back to the farm here, so that's how many were in there. And I said, you don't need to look in here. It's dirty. I don't even want to show you. He said the guy wasn't too interested. He was more mad about something else. So I left there. So I'm trying to catch up to all the other guys left, and I get a speeding ticket in Dickeyville.
Out of all the places to get a speeding ticket.
Yep. That was a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you're going all the way over from Illinois and you're cutting around Dubuque and that way and up through Dickeyville and the roads.
Dubuque was always Dubuque is always a hot place to pull on a Sunday afternoon, man.
Because that's middle of July too, probably, or somewhere. Yeah. Middle end of July too, so it's pretty warm and right next to and especially in the afternoon. Any afternoon polling, it just seems like it's always the hottest day of the year, and I'm sure it was and on that racetrack, it's probably hard and dry.
Yep, down in that hole, no breeze.
Yeah.
Yep. So, there's other stories, but I'm not going to bring them up.
I'm sure Stacy can definitely tell quite a few. So
Yeah.
on his own.
Yeah.
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 My dad and I went to Leva Friday night with Tri-State, and because he remembers he helped Keith Durst pull his tractor, so he has quite a few stories from the '90s as well. We were talking about.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Dirk's chiming in here.
Yeah. That won't amount to anything.
He wants to know what'd you bring home from Oskaloosa, Iowa?
Oh, Jesus. We went up Oskaloosa, Iowa one night, pulled, and ended up going to, it was actually Don Slama's first year pulling, and we all go back to the hotel, and we were going to sit in the lobby and sit around and have a few beers before we went to bed, and the lady gave us a convention room to go and sit in, and we sat in here till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then we were hungry. So the only place to open was Walmart. So we went to Walmart, got something to eat, and then Blaine Stamps tipped over the cucumber. You know, and so we get back to the hotel and leave the next morning. I'm halfway home, and the hotel calls me and says, Mr. Alsing, you know of anybody that would have taken all of the little carts you haul your luggage around on? And I said, I don't know anything about that. You know, I didn't think nothing of it. I got home and opened my door up, and my trailer was full of them. They were all in my trailer. There must have been 20 of them. Blaine Stamps who stole them all and put them in my trailer.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't want to call them back and said, I have them. I'm not driving them back to Oskaloosa.
That's pretty funny.
Did you
so they were around here for a long time, and they all disappeared. Yeah.
Did you actually end up like using them around the farm to like haul stuff around, or?
Well, a couple of them, but 20 of them. What do you know? I didn't have that much stuff.
You should have tied them all together, and made like a train or something.
Right. Well, what I did is actually took them to the hotel in the town here, and I gave them to them. I said, you guys need these. I do not.
What a good Samaritan.
Yep.
Reuse.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But anything else you'd like to mention? Well, I'm sure you got plenty of projects this week to work on. So.
Yeah. Well, let's hope everybody shows up to the full Saturday night. It's a big event for Badger State.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a good thing. Every nickel made goes to the Children's Hospital. Everything does. So I hope everybody shows up and participates. And you're not, like I said, $2 beers. Food is cheaper than any other place you're going to go. I mean, you can't buy a $2 beer in a bar and happy hour.
No. Nope.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And all the money raised goes to the American Family Children's Hospital, and we want to hit that $50,000 mark, and I know every year they're so thankful. You know, it's great to see them at the banquet too. To receive the check at the end of the year, and all the hard work that the pollers put into this poll. And I think pretty much everyone tries to be ready by this poll because they want to poll at this poll.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about a raffle a little bit. We didn't do much with that this year. It's a new raffle.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. We're only printing 1,000 tickets. They're $100 each.
Okay.
First prize is $25,000. Second prize is $15,000, and third is $10,000.
And this is where they can buy throughout the year, correct?
Yep. They can buy out these right up to the banquet.
Yep. And then you draw. Do you draw at the banquet, or is it a little bit before the banquet, right?
Yep.
And that's where you announce the winners.
Nope. We draw at the banquet.
Yep.
At the banquet at the meal, and not just Badger State people are welcome at the banquet. Anybody can come. All you have to do is you can download and print your meal ticket or whatever you want to do online and make reservations at the hotel or at the Wilderness in the Dells. We have a great band come in. It is actually a good time.
Yep. No, the
pollers. I've been to a lot of the banquet, the fall banquets for pollers and stuff like that, and ours by far tops every one of them.
Well,
my wife does a great job putting it on. She does.
Absolutely.
Kelly does a great job.
Yeah, no, that's work just in itself right there. I know at the end, around the Greene County Fall Nationals, she's going around making sure everyone gets their reservations in or double checking with them to get the hotels. And I mean, you're having a great banquet when you pretty much exceeded a conference room at the Wilderness.
Yeah, we actually, we're right up there with attendance at the Lucas Oil National Banquet. We've had 415 and 425 people, there, and it's a lot of fun.
One quick question from Amanda Stern, one of our she down in Illinois, but she's Big Badger State. She follows us.
She's a groupie.
Yeah, she's a groupie for us, and she was wondering if do you know if the calendars will be ready by SOC?
Yes, I think I've seen the boxes of them in the garage. I haven't been home much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're here.
Okay. Yeah, I knew normally by SOC you get all the merchandise, and I like the new T-shirt designs for 2017. I don't know who came up with them, but I like the orange color that really stands out too for this year.
Yep. We've had orange and the green ones, the fluorescent green and stuff, and we did the black ones, and lately the fluorescent ones have been selling better.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's definitely with those orange shirts and sweatshirts that you'll be selling, people will definitely stand out at the polls they go to when they wear them.
Tracy Paulson, I believe, has done the most of the work on that stuff, designing them and getting them ready. So she's our merchandise person, and so is Ashley Fry. Dennis's daughter sells merchandise at all the events for us. She organizes all that and does a great job. So
what was the reach?
21,000.
We're up to 21,000 for the reach of this video. So hopefully, yes. You'll want to get there early. I mean, it's a great. Pollers will start showing up throughout the day, and a great time to walk around and see. I mean, there's a lot of new iron out there for 2017. I think the most that I've seen in a long time for at least new vehicles and people getting into different classes, and that's really great to see.
Yep. And the classes are all pretty number-wise even. It's been a good deal. Picked up a couple, like I said, the new pro stocks, and like I said, that 540 Light Pro class up in Ettrick, that was a great show. That was one of the best classes I've seen in a long time.
No, absolutely. I think last year too, because they were the first class last year, and when I think Colin actually was the first hook last year for the 540 Pro too, and when he went down that track, that opened up a lot of eyes because no one knew what to expect with that class, and even John was up there announcing last year, and just the expressions that he had, and just the way they sound and the wheel speed, it's just a great show for the fans.
Yep, it was a good show. Great show.
Do you know if any of the other light pros will be ready for SOC that didn't make it up to Ettrick?
We're missing
Paulson, right?
Al Paulson.
And then the Red Heron with the Red Express. I know that they've been working on theirs. I don't know if they'll be ready yet or not. So hopefully they'll.
Al Paulson, I know, is waiting for his motor. So
okay.
I think if he gets it, he'll probably be ready the next day.
Yeah.
I would think so. Hopefully he gets it this week.
No, absolutely, because I'm sure they're just biting at the, to get out. It's probably that's probably the most nervous thing though, because you never really got to do any testing because you're waiting for your motor now and show up at a pole really, blind.
Yep.
So.
Well, I know last Saturday night in Ettrick, Kevin Lindstrom and his son pulled with us, and that was their first time with a limited pro, and he said, "Yep, we won't be needing that Super Farm turbo anymore. We're going to run this." Yep.
Yeah, they did a great job. We were talking about that a little bit earlier because they were later in the class and to finish third with the way the track went. They had to be pretty tickled to get a third place for their first pass down the track.
Yep, and I think Jared Fredericks winning. I don't think he had a win last year, so that was nice to come out and win one. So
yeah,
even though he's a Cubs, if he's listening, he's a Cubs fan. I hold that, and a Bears fan.
Unfortunately, he does live down in the flatlands, so.
Yeah, but that's no excuse.
No, that's true because Stacy, he'll pick on him all the time, so that's what's great.
Yeah.
So. But that'd be a tough decision though to go only 299, and then knowing what was behind you in that class and not turn it down. So.
Yeah. Well, he said I felt good. I didn't hit the brakes.
Yep.
It went straight, and I think second was 289, right? Nobody got.
Yeah, I think it was 285 was second. I think was Gerlach. So they were. That's as close.
With, Angle King.
And then that was great to see with Ingle King's white. That was. I know he didn't go full throttle all the way down, and he had still a great pass. So that's gonna be great to see there.
And it looks sharp too. The new paint on it looks sharp. And also new paint on Cartwright's tractor as well. That looks pretty sharp.
289 was Gerlach. 285 was Angle King. 284 was the Adrenaline Rush. 278 was Hyper Harvester. So.
Yeah, so 10 feet. I mean, but that was just the way the track went. That's probably about as far as the distance you're going to almost see in this class. So.
Third hook, Eagle came with 6 hook. Lindstrom was 10th hook and came in 5th.
Yeah, 10th. To be 10th hook last night and to get in the top 5, or Saturday night in the top 5. Just the way the class or the way the track was for them, that was a pretty good feat. They're going to be a tough runner throughout the summer on the series that they pull with, and it's just great to see. They're Super Farm, that's such an easy jump for those Super Farms to go up to Limited Pro. So.
Yeah, well, the Super Farm class put on a heck of a show.
Yes,
you could
they
definitely
did.
tell they had their new turbos, and you could tell they were really running good. Jason Benny going
That first
2.7
pass.
to the first.
Jeez. I would like to know what the mile an hour he hit because he was humming down through there.
He was on fire. He made a great pass. Too bad, hate to reset the 270 or 370 too far, the first guy.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much room left between him and the barrels, so.
No, 375 is probably the limit there.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And especially with what you had behind you and just the way the track was when they hit it, it was just, you just couldn't do it.
Well, Jason understood. I talked to him at the start tonight, and he said, hey, 370 is too far. I mean, we know, I knew when I went that far, we were going to have to reset it. That's pulling, right?
Yeah. I'm sure it was a fun pass for him, though, to be able to put on that distance and the speed he got on. And so,
it was a beautiful pass. Yep. There's one thing with that tractor there, you get to watch everybody.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But I think that was the way that, I mean, the Super Farm, all the tractors really put on a great show, and especially with the new Super Farm tractors that jumped up in the Badger State setup, that was great to see them do fairly well too with the Fritzes.
Yep.
They had a great. Did they get second, third? I think.
Third,
they were up there quite a ways for their first pass, and
there's a couple tractors from Minnesota. Yep.
Yeah,
but we had a good show. It was a good show.
Yeah, great representation, and the sound system definitely needs to be worked on, is what I hear. We were right in front of the speaker, so it sounded loud to us for the way the booth is set up.
Yep.
But that's always something that facilities, it's so expensive with the sound system.
German
So.
Norwegian 340, hooked up 330, Fritz's 329, Mitchburg 327,
Yeah, so
321.
two new Super Farm goes third and fourth for their first time. Not new Super Farm, but just for Badger State setup. So
New to us. They pulled with us a couple times,
Yeah.
but they're hoping to be there all year this year way of town. So
yeah, so they.
I hope they are.
Yeah, I think they did a great job. With Fritz's and Mitchburg there, and Jared did time in. He said he just tuned in just to hear the Cubs comment.
Yeah.
he said Cubs are 3-1 this month, so
They're up
3-1.
5th of
Yeah.
June.
They're up.
I know. Yeah.
Sophomore slump, baby.
Yeah, sophomore slump.
What are the Brewers? I think they're 5-0, aren't they? Something like that. That's right. That's what it says on my phone.
I mean, as long as if the season ended in July, I think look how many World Series the Brewers would have.
Right. Yep. You can only brag on them in June.
Yeah.
So,
But hey, that's the way it goes. We know it's coming as Brewers fans, so.
Yep. Just hope it lasts a little longer each year.
Yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't take 100 years to win a World Series, though. So.
No.
We don't have that yet.
Right. Close.
It's close.
It's been 100 years since 1983 or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's the last time we were in the World Series. We haven't won it yet.
Yeah.
They've been around since '69, I believe, was the first year they came to Milwaukee as the Brewers. So, and in the '50s is the last time Milwaukee's had a championship. So we're inching closer to the last time we had a championship. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll get it sometime.
Yeah.
If the Cubs can do it, anybody can.
Yeah, I mean, we can look at it that way. I mean, I think the Indians felt sorry for him. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't bring in Wild Thing. So.
Cubs are undefeated in the month of June right now, though, he says. And they're up 3-1.
Oh, he says they're up
ninth.
3-1.
They're
So
3-1 in the ninth inning.
Oh.
yeah,
They're undefeated in the month of June so far.
I misread his comment. So.
Who are they playing? The Toledo Mudhead?
Yeah.
I think they're playing some blind Mexican team, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Probably some AAA team.
Right.
But yeah, definitely check us out. 6 o'clock start time, right? Saturday night. Be the first.
Yep.
6 o'clock start time. Under the water tower in the industrial park. The FFA alumni. Brand new parking for the haulers. Extra 1 acre. Get there early. Talk to the pullers. I think we'll definitely try doing. We'll be having plenty of live videos throughout the night, just like we did for Ettrick, and maybe talk to some of the pullers as well. The dairy breakfast, Sauk County Dairy Breakfast. Is it 7 to noon? Is that what you said? Or 6 to noon?
7 to noon.
7 to noon, just off of Highway 60. If you don't know where the Elsing Farm is, right before you get into Sauk City. If you're heading from the west, if you're coming from the east or north, they'll come off of Highway 12 and turn on to Highway 60. And also just want to shout out Richland County Dairy Breakfast here, hosted by the Durslars Farms, of course, with Jamie Lars having the Blue Smoothie Express. That will be Sunday, this coming Sunday. That will be from 6 until 1 o'clock. And they're just northeast of Richland Center. And check that out. A great dairy farm up there with the Durslars Farm. So a busy weekend for the Badger State Pullers. Again, Deerfield, Friday night, 7:30. With Super Farm, Hot Farm, following the Tri-County Mini Rods, and of course all polling classes for the Badger State Pullers, Sauk City, except for the semis. So 6 o'clock start time. Everything can be found on our website, BSTP Online. If anyone has any questions, all the numbers are on there for any of the class reps. For yourself, Greg and Jason, feel free to call. And we'll be looking. The weather looks great, so. Oh yeah, Dirk says if you're any pullers out there, get there early, because I'm sure there's still a lot of inspection that needs to be done for the pullers.
Dirk's thirsty. He wants to drink some
Yeah. Jason says Dirk's thirsty, so he wants to get in early.
fuel.
So
Yeah, fuel.
Right.
Fuel samples.
So a lot going on. Again, anything else you'd like to add, Greg or Chris?
Nope, I think we're good.
Yeah, I know you got a lot of work to do over the next week.
Yep.
So, so
Right.
again, thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you throughout the months in summer as we continue to grow this show and the Badger State Pulling in general. And be sure to say hi this weekend. So,
Yep.
for
No
anyone,
problem.
anyone coming to the poll. So.
Yep.
So have a great rest of your night. Good luck on getting your tractor done, and with the dairy breakfast Saturday as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Greg Elsing there. Always great to talk with. Badger State Tractor Pulling President. Was this year number 21? Roughly? I think last year was his 20th anniversary, so we're getting closer to the silver jubilee. So, so... Anything else you like to? What you got going on this week? I know you need to rest your voice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be resting my voice some this week. Getting ready for
busy
next weekend.
Show, so
yeah, busy weekend. Gonna be doing a little fine tuning on my iPad for announcing this summer. Gonna add some more of the new vehicles onto the iPad and get ready to do some testing on some new announcing techniques this upcoming weekend. And after this weekend, I will look forward to Macville and
yeah, we have a busy stretch for the month of June already.
3-day weekend after
Edgerton as well. Edgerton on Father's Day.
Edgerton and then Belvedere to round out the month. So a lot going on this month, and we'll have a lot more to come here on Monday nights.
Yes, absolutely. We're glad to have you along and always get your perspective as well. And it's always great to have a couple different people on, just so no one doesn't have to listen to me talk the whole time.
Yeah. Is that what they say?
Yeah, I think so. So, so again, I'll be in Deerfield Friday night for Tri-County Mini Rod. So, Chuck, hopefully I'll get there in time from work. I have to get through the Beltline traffic, so I know that 5:30 will be pushing for me to get there for the start of the Mini Rod. So, I don't know if we'll get there right when you guys are starting, but I'll be definitely there through the Badger State Show. And, of course, I'll be there. I have to remind Greg to make sure to get the lift out again. For me at the end of the track, because it gets pretty tight in there with everyone standing around. So I'll be up in a lift all Saturday night once again, and to get some great shots and live video as well.
Yep,
so
great view for the live video. And then
yes, it will be.
Check back with us next Monday night to do a recap, and then we'll have our second segment of what we learned from the last weekend. Thank you to the folks at Farmland from Smithfield Foods for that.
Yeah, and I also just wanted to, again, a shout-out to the whole crew up in Oliva this past Friday night with the Tri-State Pullers and their Broiler Fest crew. Hospitality was great. Can't wait to, check out another Tri-State Pull in the upcoming weeks. And, of course, the Lions Club up in Ettrick, again, they were great. They worked with us with the weather, and Scott and the crew there, just a great job, a great track up there. So definitely a pull to hit in 2018 if you've never been up to Ettrick for a tractor pull. Always a great time up there, great seating, great food, and you couldn't ask for a better group at the Ettrick Lions Club. And look forward to 2018 up there. Always glad to kick off the season up in Ettrick. Tough luck down in Leaf River. I know they had a great show line up there, and just Mother Nature didn't play nice with them. The way the rain came, we got lucky that it rained early in the night.
Yeah, we definitely did.
So that'll do us. That will do it for us here for the Badger State Weekly Show. We'll see you, like you said, next Monday night, 7 o'clock Central Time with Let's Grow Pulling. That will lead in, of course, to the Badger State Tractor Pulling Weekly Show. We'll recap the big night between Deerfield and, of course, the American Family Children's Hospital Pull, and we'll get set for Father's Day weekend already coming up. So for those that are looking for Father's Day gifts, your time is shortly running out.
A toy remedy.
What's that?
Get a toy remedy.
Yeah, get a toy remedy.
$750.
Yeah, I'm sure Josh or Jeff Blackburn.
He'd appreciate that.
Yes, he would definitely. That'd be a great Father's Day gift probably for him. So maybe we'll see up in Knackville in a couple weeks, and if not, or maybe down in Edgerton on Father's Day. But of course, Deerfield again 7:30 for the Badger State Show. Tri-County starting around 5:30, and of course 6 o'clock sharp under the water tower in Prairie Du Sac, the American Family Children's Hospital Pull, featuring all the Badger State tractor pulling classes except for the semi. So a great lineup there, and don't forget if you're going to make it out, bring a big wallet. Right, Jason?
Raffle tickets.
Yes.
I'm going to get them.
So watch out, Jason will be on the loose with raffle tickets. So you have been
cool prizes.
And cool prizes.
Yeah, not just threats.
So, and hopefully keeps his clothes on. So on that note,
great for the kids.
Yeah. On that note, we will call it a night, and we will see you this weekend, hopefully at a Badger State show, if not throughout the summer. Have a great night. Thanks, Chris, for tagging along. Hopefully your voice rested up for the week, and
Yep.
And we'll see you somewhere down the line.
That sounds good. We'll see you guys next week.